Hey guys, what is going on? It's Jake, aka Parky1 here, and welcome to episode 3 of my Fleetwood Town career mode on FIFA 18. Now, in the last episode, and actually the first one as well, you saw a lot of transfers and a lot of contract talks, etc, etc, and we're going to start this third episode off in the same fashion. Now, you might remember Ryan Hardy from the second episode when we actually got him off Rangers on a really cheap deal. But I also mentioned in episode 2 that the wage demands were extravagant, and this is what you are seeing here. His current wage is actually 7,000, and for a 20-year-old that is a lot. But as you can see already as well, we have already agreed that he will be a rotation player, which is unbelievable. I thought we'd have to go important, and we've also agreed 2 years, which I did want a bit more, but 2 years is realistic. No release clause, that's fine with me, but they want 8,800 wage and 100,000 sign-on bonus and 140,000 after 10 goals. But that's the thing, when you see a lad you want, that is what you do. You just accept and then you get it out of the way, and that is what I did. But the thing is, I realised that I've brought in players, I've got rid of a couple players, but I've not actually sorted the contracts out of the players I want to keep. Now, there was a lot of players on 1-year deals, and the main one is Kyle Dempsey, who will be partnering our new centre midfielder Curtis Edwards. Now, he wants to be a crucial midfielder as well, which I'm quite happy to give him considering he's a 21-year-old 66 rated player. He'll be partnering Curtis, who's a 23-year-old 66 rated player. So our defensive midfielders, who can also play attacking midfield, are very, very strong. And already here we've got a crucial squad role, 2 years, which 2 years seems to be the length that most players want. No release clause, but a 2,300 wage, the 23,000 signing bonus, and there was also a player bonus as well. And it was that good of a deal that I just wanted to accept it and get it out the way. Well, it seems like we're in the mood for contracts, so let's get in talks with Alex Cairns, who seems to be our main goalkeeper. And considering that Chris Neal's in his 30s now, Alex Cairns is definitely the one that we need to progress. So Alex Cairns, he wants important. So that actually allows me a little bit of fluidity in the squad, so I can put Cairns in sometimes and then give Neal the same amount of game time. It doesn't mean that I have to stick with one goalkeeper, which crucial would be, obviously. I'm trying to explain the obvious here. But I can't believe this. A 3-year deal was actually reached for one of these players, and it was Alex Cairns. So honestly, we've got a good keeper there on a 3-year deal, and that's Scott Bain, who I scouted and put in our transfer hub. I don't really think we need him on a pre-contract. I think Alex Cairns is good enough to actually sustain at least the first season, maybe even the second. But if we go up, it may be a little bit of a risk keeping him, because I'm not sure how he will grow. But anyway, 3 years, no release clause, and 1750 wage and 25,000 wage bonus. Alex Cairns and his agent, they were the dons, the absolute legends of the day, and they accepted everything. That he just wants to be a Fleetwood Town. He actually knows what they're on about and what the club is up to. The next on the list was George Glendon. Now, obviously he's not going to start. I think he knows that he's not going to start, and that's why he's accepted sporadic. Now, he will play a few games, but he's not on the same level as Dempsey and Edwards. He's on the same level as Marcus Schwabel, which is probably a cup game. Like, that's probably all he's going to get, or maybe sub appearances if people get tired. I think that's his stance in the club. So that's what I define as sporadic. I offered him 2 years, he got 2 years. There's no release clause because there's no point. I don't think he'd sell for much anyway, considering he's a 58 rating. Even though he's 22 in the centre mid and English, he's still a 58 rating, which you can't really sell them for much. And anyway, his wage was 1,100 quid. I mean, like, you can't really turn him down as a squad player. For 1,100 quid, that is absolutely ridiculous. Straight after that, we went straight into training, and Kyle Dempsey, Hardy, and Bell all did relatively good. But anyway, this is what you tuned in for. I'm sorry that I didn't change the stadium names before this career mode, but I realised straight away, and it kind of annoyed me. But Rotherham, it's our starting game. Curtis Edwards, number 16, and Wes Harding are both starting. Devontae Cole up front, Huula and Burns on the wings, Bobby in the middle, with Cargill and Harding at centre back. Rotherham ran with a full strength squad. Obviously it's the first game of the season. Kiefer Moore up front, Potter and Frecklington in the middle, Iekwa, Mattox and Richard Wood at the back. So a very strong team throughout, and they should be, considering they came from the Championship down to League One. And I'm expecting a tough game here. Like, obviously it's the first game of the season. I was a bit rusty because this is the first real inkling of play that I actually had. And Wes Burns actually got through in the 17th minute, but he scuffed the ball dreadfully wide, and that was the first chance of the game, and it was that bad I even saw a replay of it. How poor was that shot? Anyway, we come back in the 22nd minute. Coyle passes off to Burns. Burns threads through a lovely through ball to Bobby Grant. He stops the ball. He tucks the ball in. Cole, his shot gets blocked, but he gets on the rebound. He reacts quicker than all of the defenders, and he puts Fleetwood Town 1-0 up, and that is the first goal of this career mode. And it only took 23 minutes to get. And you can see the crowd, it goes absolutely wild. And to be honest, what great dribbling from Bobby. He stops, passes the ball, threads the ball into the box. Devontae does the rest. Now Potter passes into Kiefer Moore. Edwards tries to tackle, back to Potter. Potter dribbles around Coyle, passes the ball in, and Moore really should have done better there. He should have hit the target, but he went just wide. And luckily, Fleetwood Town are still 1-0 up. Anyway, just before half-time, Wes Burns collects a stray ball. He uses his pace to run through, and this time the shot is better, but he clips it straight off the top of the bar, and he cannot believe it. And anyway, that is what it was going into the half. Devontae Cole's 24th minute goal was the difference. Anyway, in the second half, Huula passes off to Devontae Cole, nice bit of trickery. Passes to Bobby. Bobby jumps over his man. Oh, and he shoots, but it hits the bar yet again. We are not liking the woodwork, but it's actually the keeper who tipped it onto the bar, so what a great save. Anyway, Frecklington has the ball for Rotherham. He passes to Kiefer Moore. Kiefer Moore has a lot of players around him here, but he finds some space through. Frecklington, he draws the defender out. A nice little 1-2 there, and Frecklington absolutely smashes it into the net, into the top right hand corner, and unfortunately I skipped in anger as I was playing so bad. Anyway, Kiefer Moore comes on the attack again for Rotherham. He passes it back to Potter. Edwards almost intercepts, but the ball comes into Frecklington, and he should have done better that time. He should have had his brace, and Rotherham should have been ahead. So I thought, right, we're going to have to bring on the reserves, and Conor McElhaney comes on for Jordy Huula. I thought, we're going to have to absolutely push this. And the ball yet again with Frecklington, and Cole almost intercepts a stupid through ball. But Richard Wood tries to pass at the back. Bobby nicks it. Bobby runs, and Bobby clips it in off the inside of the right hand post. And for once, and for the third time this game, we've hit the woodwork. But the post is much more of a friend than the crossbar. The crossbar rebounded 2 out. The post rebounded 1 in. And you can see, brilliant change of speed there. Cuts off to the left, dribbles straight into the box. A low finesse shot straight in off the post. And that was actually his last inclusion in the game, as Aidan O'Neill takes his place. Aidan O'Neill steps backwards, and Dempsey steps into Bobby Grant's spot. And actually Dempsey loses the ball there in the 79th minute. Joe Mattox has the ball here, passes off to Newell. Towell, the substitute, actually passes off to Volks, I think his name is. Moore passes to Towell. Harding's out of position, and the substitute is the one to even the scoreline in the last 10 minutes, and he slides in absolute glory. And I have to admit, it was a slick move. Wes Harding was outdone there. The turn absolutely sent him the wrong way, and he finessed it right into the top corner past Alex Cairns. And I thought, right, all guns on now. Ryan Hardy comes on for Devontae Cole, and unfortunately he didn't do much, as Devontae Cole was the difference, and It was a bad move by me to actually bring on Ryan Hardy. But that is actually it. We've actually had gameplay in this episode, and I hope you have enjoyed it. We had a lot of contract talks in the beginning, but we had a lot of action in the first game of the series, which actually ended in a draw of all things. A 2-2 draw starts us off in this Fleetwood Town career mode. But anyway, I hope you enjoyed, and if you did, make sure you drop a like, subscribe for more content, and you know what guys, I'll see you in the next episode.